This video is about COMMANDO AIR-AP1200-PRO series cloud door access point configuration, which works in standalone AP in FAT mode and R100 controller based mode of operation in FIT mode. It complies with IEEE 802.11 AC, B, G and N standard and comes with dual band 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz band with separate 1G WAN and LAN ports with dual power input facility either from PoE IEEE 802.380 input power or DC in 12 volts 1.5 amperes. Default operation mode is FIT mode and this can give speed up to 1200 Mbps with beamforming Wi-Fi technology. FAT mode supports multiple operations like AP mode, routing mode with multi-SSID up to 8 with inbuilt Wi-Fi analysis. Management can be done of this AP with the help of WebGUI of AP1200 or R100 VLAN controller router and from cloud portal. Support open or encryptions like WPA PSK, WPA2 PSK or combination of that. It can have inbuilt MAC filter using whitelist and blacklisting of user and support up to 130 plus wireless users or client with the distance 35 meter in all directions. It intelligently adjusts for compatibility and optimal performance by DFS and setting channel bandwidth of 20 and 40 MHz in 2G band, 20, 40, 80 MHz in 5G band, and also checks the free channel available with the inbuilt Wi-Fi analysis. So how to take access of this device? You can take the access of this device just by powering on AIR-AP1200-PRO series access point and connect wirelessly or wired way. So firstly I will show the wired way of getting connected to this device. Click on open network or internet settings, go to Ethernet, change the adapter options and go to the properties of the TCP/IP properties, give the IP address 192.168.188. From 22250 any of the IP address, I use 10. Subnet mask 255.255.255.0 and gateway 192.168.188.251. Before taking access, I have changed the mode to the FAT mode, which is not a default mode, to give the glimpse what is there inside the device. So I will take the access of the device by typing 192.168.188.251 in any of the browser and I will get the FAT mode access where it can independently or standalone can work as an access point. So here on this page you can see various tabs. Similarly, we can take the wireless access by just clicking on the default AP name COMMANDO 2.4G, which is by default open, and connect to this SSID. After connecting to this SSID, just go to the properties of this. I have just connected this 2.4G, so that's why it is showing one connection. And go to the properties of this and change the IP address from DHCP to manual. And this way you can also, without connecting a LAN cable to PC laptop from the LAN port of the AP, you can get the access of this device. Go to the properties and then change this DHCP settings to manual and IPv4 address you have to give 192.168.188. Let us say I want to give 2 and prefix line 24 and gateway 192.168.188.251. So this way I can get the access of this device wirelessly also. By default password is admin and you can see the configuration icons like upgrade, to upgrade the firmware, then device reboot, so it will reboot, restore to factory default, which allows user to reset AP to factory default setting. So by default settings of factory will be given and all the configuration will be lost by this. Then you can also set the password. By default password is admin. You can change this admin password to new password. This new password will be minimum 8 character and maximum 64 character and can contain letters, numbers, special symbol as per user. All the fields are case sensitive. Then you can sign out, means end the access of the device. Sign out informs the device that the current user wishes to end the login sessions. After clicking sign out, it will be directed to login page. And then you can change the language from English to Chinese language. So this is a system overview page where it is showing you are connected to extranet. Name of the device is Commando. You can change the name of the device as per user's choice. Then user information, how many users are connected, CPU and memory usage, in which band the user is connected and what channel bandwidth, utilization of channel it is doing, and the LAN connection and WAN connection where it is connected or not will be shown on this page. So I will go to the port settings. So in port settings we can set the access method like DHCP or manual static IP address along with subnet mask default gateway. We can also set DNS manually for preferred DNS and alternative DNS. So you can get the access methods. You can set any of the IP address. By default this is the IP address. You can change the default gateway. If this DHCP acquisition, then that cannot be changed. If it is manually specified, you can change this. So if I give the static IP, you can change this IP address of the device, and this IP address will be the access IP address of this access point. You can have the gateway, you can have the preferred DNS. Then in Wi-Fi settings, we can have the SSID settings where we can set 2.4G, 5G Wi-Fi SSID and RF settings and advanced settings. So by default you can see only this is enabled, this will be shown, and other three are disabled, and this is having security type open. I can also have provide any security which I like to have. Let us say edit this connection from this security to, let us say, WPA to PSK, SSID or both combination of that. SSID password, this Wi-Fi password, let us say I want Commando as a password. So small case Commando password. I can also set the SSID VLAN rate limits. I can do, because it is having 1G uplink and downlink. Hide SSID guest mode and then confirm. Then for connecting this, now I will disconnect it, and if I want to connect it, now it will ask for the passwords which I have set. So it will ask for the password which I have set. Commando is a password which I have just set. Next. Yes. I can also set multiple SSIDs as per my requirement or the requirement in the network in the 2.4G band as well as 5G band. So it will get connected. Meanwhile, I will show you. Let us say I want Commando 1 SSID with this setting and password Commando, or any password which I like to have. I want to have the speed limit for this user for 100 kbps uplink and 10 mbps downlink. So I will confirm this. Now this is not enabled. I have just created this, but this is not enabled. I have to enable it to be shown here. So this Commando 1 will come. Here after enabling, it will be coming here, and you can maximum can create up to 4 in 2.4G SSIDs and 4 in 5G SSID operating in the same band. So it will be coming. If I refresh this connection, it will be coming Commando 1. This Commando 1 with the password Commando. So enabling is very important to get the access of that SSID. This should be here disabled, means it is enabled. Similarly, you can also have this 5G operation. Let us say in 5G, Commando 5G as a SSID I will set with security type this WPA PSK, WPA2 PSK, and let us say password is Commando. I can hide this SSID, I can share SSID VLAN, let us say this is my SSID VLAN, I can confirm that and I have to enable it, otherwise it will not be shown in Wi-Fi list. I have to enable this. So this second Commando 5G, very close by 5G is created, and if I refresh it, it will be shown here in the Wi-Fi list. To again refresh, I have enabled, no, because it belong to VLAN 2 5G. Yes, this one, yeah, I got it. So I will give the password Commando and get connected to that Commando 5G SSID. Similarly, I can also set the Wi-Fi settings where I can set the channel. By default setting is auto channel. You can set the manual channel as per Wi-Fi analysis for 2G band as well as for 5G band. By default auto is the setting, and you can see there are all bands which for all channels which you can set manually also. In 2G and 5G, user limit count 0 is unlimited. By default 130 plus clients can be there. You can also minimum access length, transmit power you can control, and the channel bandwidth for 5G 20 megahertz, 40 megahertz and 80 megahertz. So this RF settings provide automatic power and channel adjustment functions with dynamic frequency selection, which makes channel allocation scheme specified for wireless LAN in 2.4G and 5G Wi-Fi. It is designed to prevent the electromagnetic interference to ensure the particular RF detection and management algorithms to attain better RF coverage effect. When the signal of one AP interfering by the strong signals, the AP automatically switch to appropriate channel to avoid interference by setting auto, when guaranteeing larger distance covered. If particular AP deployed in the network accidentally stop operating by power failure or POA switch off, the RF management function compensates the resulting blind areas of the signal so that wireless client can operate manually. Setting channel bandwidth is a very important thing. By default 2.4 gigahertz frequency uses 50, 20 and 40 channel widths. So this is having 2 only, and 5 gigahertz you can set up to 80, 20, 40 or 80. In crowded areas with a lot of frequency noise and interference, a single 20 megahertz channel will be more stable, and 80 megahertz channel width allow greater speeds and faster transfer rate to the clients, but does not perform well in crowded or interfering areas from the other APs in the same band. Then user control. You can see the user list. With the help of this, you can see the blacklist or whitelist for these users from the user list. So user control, you can get the user list of the connected client along with the blacklist and whitelist. So user list, inbuilt intrusion prevention, protection of data, network segment and network client, and disallows unauthorized wireless client by blacklisting or whitelisting. So For seeing the user list, you have to click on user list tab of this Commando 1200 Pro series AP, and you will get to access that. So user list. So by default I have connected one user without any IP address because I have not given the DHCP based IP addresses. So this is my own network which is connected. I can change the properties also of that. Then I can blacklist or whitelist. By this I can prohibit the networking here, meaning the same of blacklisting, and so I can prohibit this for getting connected. I can modify user nodes, so this is my PC, whatever nodes I like to have. So blacklisting mode, Macs are listed are forbidden to access the wireless network. In whitelist mode, all the Mac except the whitelist are allowed to access the wireless network. So I can create the blacklist. If I add any Mac, that will only be blacklisted. If I create a whitelist, only that Mac which is allowed will be only allowed, others will not be allowed. So you have to create according to your needs. So I can also change the basic settings where I can change the equipment name from Commando to any name, and let us say I want to change the name to IT. So if I save it, this IT name will be shown here on the main page. I can change the mode. This is a very important. By default fit mode is there, but to show the functionality of this AIR-AP1200 series AP, I have chosen this AP fat AP mode. I can also have the fat routing mode having the similar function. Fit AP I will show you in the last. I can also have the time settings for the planes, like first plane, second plane. Time reboot also I can open. So let us say cycle I can define weekly once. The time period from where I can set this. Then I can have this regular reboot time for once, or for weekly or monthly. I can select all days. I can set the reboot time and save. We can also have the login management from this page as well as from this password settings. So we can change the default admin password to the required password to add the security to the device. We can soft reboot this device from this device reboot button, and we can also restore to factory default by this button. So if I want to change the mode to the AP to fit AP mode, this will be taking some time to reboot this device and give the R100 based controller access to this device. So if I take the access of R100, it will be showing now. If I change the mode and reboot once, it will be showing the fit AP mode from where you can manage it from R100, and you can also take the cloud access of the device. So I will take the access of the R100 where I have connected it. I will log into the R100 device. So after completing a reboot, that device will be coming up. This device I have connected, and this will be coming up having I can edit the required SSIDs or Wi-Fi names as per my choice after it comes live here. After rebooting, it takes some time, 1 to 2 minutes to get it. I can also access this with the help of our cloud access, commandonetworks.com.cn. So we can also have, if I connect it to R100 as a fit mode, I can also go to this web portal and can log in and can see the device status. So it is getting connected. So I am connecting to the cloud. So my login credential which I can create, and I can bind with the help of this code to that binding here. So I can link to the cloud by that access code, and that AP will be shown here. I can change the config, I can enable the authentication, I can do configuration from cloud also, and from R100 also. This now this AP1200 Pro series has come live and active, and you can see this. You can see the terminal details. You can configure this AP with the help of details and editing. You can change the SSID. So let us say I want the SSID to be ABC and XYZ for 2G band, and for 5G band I want it OAM and SET. So let us say this is a dummy. I can also set the AP signal strength. By default 80%. I can make 100% channel width. So after saving this, so now for 2G and 5G I have changed, and same SSIDs can be seen here. If I refresh the list of Wi-Fi, same SSIDs can be seen here from that device which I have just set. So this is very powerful device. From cloud platform also you can see this ABC XYZ with the passwords, or without password we can set this device. So with cloud platform also you can see the performance, and you can configure the Wi-Fi's of this device. So this is a very powerful product, having a lot of management functions and cloud access. So you can see that, you can see the number of users, you can see the user which I have connected, online users, and you can also have the ticket based access for this device. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you.